Welcome back. Well, we have a special treat. We have Diane Crandall, who is here on behalf of the Laguna Beach Animal Shelter and Pup, and she brought her adorable dog, Rocco. Oh, Rocco, are we keeping you up, you poor little thing? Look how cute he is. Oh my gosh. Well, welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thanks for having us.
And I just wanted to say that I really appreciate you bringing on an animal, because you know what? They're so adorable, and you've got a lot to adopt. So we'll talk about the ones that you have available later. But first, tell me about your involvement with the animal shelter.
Okay, so I am, oh, hi, sweetheart.
Too darn cute.
I am a volunteer at the Laguna Beach Animal Shelter. I've been volunteering there about 6 years.
Okay.
And then I'm also on the board of PUP.
Okay.
And you had mentioned PUP, which is basically a fundraising a corporation that does fundraising to bridge the gap between the funding from the city of Laguna Beach and the Laguna Beach Animal Shelter. PUP raises money to, you know, kind of bridge the gap for the needs of the animals.
And then PUP is the 501c3.
Exactly.
Right, okay, okay, got it. All right, good. And then the animal shelter, of course, is part of the city. And you do service this area here in Laguna Woods. Tell me a little bit about some of the things that our residents would do through you.
Okay, so the citizens or residents of Laguna Woods, the shelter is their go-to place for licensing. All animals in California have to be licensed.
Okay.
They would also call the Laguna Beach Animal Shelter. It was normally what they do, and then we refer them to animal control, which again is through the city. Let's say if they had a snake that they saw in their backyard, or sometimes people have a deceased animal that has, you know, ended up in their bushes or their lawn or something. They would call for that kind of thing, and the animal control officers of Laguna Beach would come out and assist with that.
Okay, all right, perfect. Now, you talked about licensing. Now, there is a special thing on your website that you can do called actually, you can go to petdata.com through your website.
Right, so we just started, we're very excited, it's online licensing, so instead of having to come into the shelter and actually do it in person, it's brand new. All of the people in Laguna Woods who have a pet will receive a card when it's time for them to relicense.
All right.
And that card will have an ID number on it. The only reason I'm specifically mentioning that is because it's very important to be able to get in to your dog's actual record to see when they need to renew. You'll need that ID number that's going to come on the card. So when you get the card, don't throw it away. Sometimes people say, oh yeah, it's coming up, and they toss it. But now you're going to need that number.
So what we're showing on the screen now is the pet data, kind of the welcome landing site. So there you can see licensing now, what the requirements are, updating any information. Would that be about the owner or about the dog itself?
Both.
Okay,
Both.
great. Okay,
you could update your address, your phone number, anything that has to do, you know, with the pet, that kind of thing. So either one.
Okay, perfect. Well, that's a great thing to have.
Yes.
Now tell me, you guys have a neutering, spay, sort of an event.
Yes. So every spring we have a spay and neuter event, and it's a great program. You basically buy a voucher from the Laguna Beach Animal Shelter during the month of March. And then appointments are set in April for spay and neuter. And I don't know if anybody out there has priced it lately, but it's super, super expensive to spay or neuter, especially dogs, especially female dogs. I mean, it can run as much as $800.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That has
so
gone
the
up.
vouchers go by weight, but they're anywhere, I want to say maybe from $10 to $40. So it's a tremendous savings. So if anybody needs it, vouchers go on sale in March. And then the surgeries take place, the spay or neuter take place in April.
In April, okay, perfect. All right, so Rocco, you were adopted by Diane. And, tell me, did you get him at the shelter?
I did, yes. So I fell in love with him. You know, we operate a lot on volunteers, and he had a lot of issues, and so he needed to go to an orthopedic surgeon that's actually in Tustin. So I volunteered to take him to his appointments, and I would take him home the night after I volunteered so that in the morning I could just, you know, take him and go without having to go to the shelter and then go. And I just fell in love with him. So my husband and I adopted him. We also have another another adoptee at home as well.
Yeah, see, if I was working at the animal shelter, I'd be in a lot of trouble.
You'd have 100.
I'd be taking home cats and rabbits and all these dogs and turn into a farm.
You know what? It's hard. It's hard. But the Laguna Beach Animal Shelter, I always say, is the Taj Mahal of shelters. They are treated so well, and the facility is so nice that you don't feel as sorry for them as you maybe otherwise would.
Well, let's show some of the adorable animals you do have that are up for adoption. So we'll start with the dogs.
Okay.
And I don't even know why you still have these dogs. They are so cute and adorable.
I know.
Okay, so you've got adorable ones. Look at Pirate. Now, Pirate is too darn cute, and he's only 4 years old.
I know, and he's a sweetheart.
Okay.
Yeah, he loves to walk. He's a good dog.
Right. And then you've got a cute little Chihuahua that's 10. And, let's talk about some of the older ones. Bobby and Sherman are 6 to 8 years old. But why is that, adopting an older dog, why would that be beneficial?
You know what? It's really nice just because instead of dealing with some of the puppy stuff like housebreaking, chewing, sometimes barking, these dogs are older, so they're a little bit calmer. They're usually trained. You know their personality. They're not as sort of, too active. A lot of them kind of turn into lap dogs. They just want to sit and cuddle. There are a lot of benefits to adopting, an older dog.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you also have cats.
And we have cats
Let's
too.
take a look at your cats. Aw.
Yeah, so we have quite a few. Actually, we had 15 kittens from 3 different litters.
Okay,
and so we still have quite a few of them that are left. And I will say that any cat adopted from our shelter that's been with us since they were, itty bitty kitten is an awesome cat to have. They love other cats. They love people. They're super friendly, loving. Yeah.
Well, they're really cute, and you've got all ages there. You've got a couple older ones.
Yeah, a couple older.
Not too many. So they're most 2 older ones, and then the rest of them are about 7 months or so. And even that's great too, because then you're not worrying about stepping on the cat when it's tiny.
Right. Yes, I know that. I have heard that has happened.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh gosh, or falling off the bed and breaking their arm. I mean, everything can happen, right?
Right.
And then of course you also have rabbits, which is really nice.
We do. So I happen to be a huge rabbit lover, and both of these two are pretty friendly. I sit with them whenever I go to the shelter because they're in a big kennel too. Nobody at our place is in a cage or anything like that. All of the animals have, tons of space.
Okay, nice.
And so I'll sit with both of them, and they're both, they're good little guys.
Nice. All right. So if somebody would like to either participate with PUP and maybe be a volunteer, is that something that's open to them?
So yes, so if they're interested in being a volunteer, they need to fill out an application.
All right.
And then after the application, it has to go through a background check because we are run by the police department.
Oh, okay.
Once that comes back clear, then we have an orientation. If people are still interested, after attending the orientation and hearing more about it, then it's just a matter of, being put, waiting for an opening, because we don't always have openings because it's kind of a popular place to volunteer. Waiting for an opening. And then joining the volunteers.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then one thing I did want to mention about your adoption process is you don't do it by first come, first serve. You basically do it from a standpoint of what is the best fit.
Right.
Okay.
So we do accept multiple applications on all of our animals.
Okay.
And then we have a committee who meets a couple times a week, and they do their very best to place the animal in the home that's most suitable for that animal. Yeah, it's not first come, first serve. It's not, same day adoptions. We really put, a lot of thought into it.
All right. Well, excellent. Well, thank you so much for the information.
Oh, thank you.
And Rocco, thank you for being such a good puppy. Yes, you've been so good. I thought he was going to fall asleep there for a second.
I know, right? It's his nap time. He's a good boy.
Time. Well, I think it's my nap time too. Anyway, if you want any additional information about what we've just told you here, you can always go to puplagunabeach.org, or you can call them at 497-3552. We'll be right back after this.